So a lot of people think playing Modern Warfare 2 they just can't get better at the game. They're stuck in a skill-based matchmaking cycle that is always going to keep them where they are. Well guys, that is not the truth at all. We could raise our KD in this game. We could start playing a lot better than everybody else in the lobby, no matter what lobby you're placed in, no matter what skill-based matchmaking bracket you're placed in, and no matter how you play. Well, actually it doesn't matter how you play, but we're gonna get into that with the actual tips. Guys, if you could drop a like on this video, we're gonna go for 76 likes on this one. If you guys can help me reach that, that would be amazing. Sub to the channel with those notifications turned on, and let me know down in the comments below, what is your current KD now that we have the barracks in the game? Let me know what your KD is in the game. I know it's not gonna be as high as previous games because this one, the skill-based matchmaking is definitely tougher, but yeah, if you can let me know that, let's get into the actual tips now. There's gonna be 6 things, hopefully 6 tips that you guys never heard of or rarely hear of people speaking about, and these things really do help you guys out a lot. I'm gonna have a bonus one as well, and I want you guys to stick around for that one because that one's gonna be pretty important. But at number 6, a lot of people don't know this, and yeah, it's something that's really broken in the game, and it was actually I first ever noticed this in Black Ops Cold War. A lot of people did notice it in Black Ops Cold War 2, but this game here, do not stand still. And I don't mean like don't stand still because you're going to be such an easy target to hit. No, that doesn't matter. Don't stand still because the aim assist is actually broken in this game. For one, if you stand still, the enemies, well, yeah, you're an easy target to hit, but 2, when you're aiming down sights at the enemies, your aim assist is going to be a lot weaker than if you were moving even very small movements, like little millimeter movements and stuff. As long as you're moving, your aim assist is stronger, which is really weird. It's completely broken, but trust me guys, you want to be always moving. Now, I'm not saying, oh, you got to run left and right while in the gunfight. No, you could literally just move your joystick a little bit just to get that aim assist to work, but don't stand still. It's not worth it. Your aim assist breaks. It does work in this game, not like Black Ops Cold War. Black Ops Cold War barely worked at all until they fixed it, but in this game, it is a lot weaker. Number 5, going down from number 6 here on the list, I want to talk about triggers. And I'm not just talking about actual flipping your switches and stuff like that. Well, you should definitely flip your triggers if you're shooting R2, L2, if you're on a PlayStation controller. I always recommend shooting L1 and R1, aiming down sights and shooting with those because it does shoot milliseconds faster. Now, if you're on an Xbox controller, the reason I said not to do this, or the reason I say not to do this, is because on an Xbox controller, it just feels very awkward to go ahead and shoot with that. But you could do trigger stops, and what you could do is set your dead zone on those triggers very, very low, so that once you actually tap it, the second you touch that trigger, it ends up shooting. So you don't have to press it all the way down, which does take a lot longer. And the reason you want to flip those, even if you're on Xbox, you could try it. It might not be the most comfortable, but the reason you want to flip those is because these things end up making your gun shoot milliseconds faster. And if you can shoot milliseconds faster in a game like this, you're going to win a lot more gunfights. You're not going to win 100% of them, but you will be winning a lot more gunfights. So make sure you guys flip those, and if you could set those dead zones down to like 5 rather than 50. If you go up against an enemy and he has his dead zone set to like 50, you're gonna win that gunfight. Don't worry about that. All right, going down to number 4, playing the edges of the map. Now, this is really important. I've said this a lot, so if you have ever heard this, you've heard me talking about this for sure, but you never want to play the center of the map. And the reason for that is because once you get into the center, you're just making the game 10 times harder for yourself. You could have an enemy in front of you, behind you, on top in a building, head glitching somewhere, beside you. Literally, there could be enemies anywhere once you get towards the middle of the map. And not only close range, you got to watch out for far range as well, because there's people far away watching the middle of the map too. So make sure that you stay towards the edges of the map. If you guys are watching the gameplay in the background right now, when I play on Shoot House specifically, there's not many times that I go to the center of the map. I do go, I'm not going to deny it, but there's not many times that I actually do. I always stick to the right or the left of the map, depending. I'm either in Junkyard or I'm at Containers. I'm never anywhere else. Well, I'm in the back of the maps as well. But the reason you want to do this is because you eliminate the chance of enemies coming from all directions. Normally, when you run the side of the map, there's going to be enemies in front of you. Now, if your team ends up flipping the spawns and stuff, you do got to watch your back, but most of the times you're going to have someone coming in front of you and someone coming to whatever side you are from the center. So if you're, let's say you're on the right side of the map, you only have to watch your left and your front. You don't have to watch your back unless you see that your teammates aren't spawning back there anymore. But trust me guys, do not go towards the middle of the map. You may get less kills sticking towards the edges, but the thing is, you're gonna die a lot less as well. It's going to help you guys play a lot better, and it's easier to get your streaks. Once you go to the middle of that map, you're just a sitting duck, and it is not worth it. Now, going down to number 3 here, this is kind of a big one that I want to talk about, and this is using broken game mechanics in your favor. Now, I'm going to list a few of these game mechanics just so you guys could get an idea of what I'm talking about, and they're pretty good. So the first one I want to talk about is to crouch and stand back when you're on the top of a staircase. If you're on top of a staircase, you want to stand back just a little bit so you can see the floor in front of you, and you also want to crouch. The reason you want to do this is because when you're looking down those stairs, you're going to see the enemy's complete body, but when he looks up towards you, it's going to put you in such an insane head glitch that he's only going to see your head. Now, you should be able to win most of these gunfights if you're standing on top of the stairs, and unless the enemy has like insane accuracy and you could hit the top of your forehead and not miss a single shot when he's flinching and his recoil is going all over the place, you should be winning those gunfights. So definitely make sure to do that. Another one is to crouch and peek windows, and when I'm talking about this, you also want to stand back at the window. Too many people crouch directly on a window, and the reason you don't want to do this is because there's no point. If you're going to crouch or stand, you might as well just stand so that the enemies have less chances of hitting your head. If you're going to crouch and go directly up against the windowsill, it's just not worth it. You're going to die as well. So what you want to do is you want to crouch but stand back. Make sure that you're a lot harder to see. It's going to be a lot harder to hit you, and a lot of the times when you're behind a wall like that or behind a window, the wall ends up breaking the enemy's aim assist and he can't stick to you. He shoots, he may hit 1 or 2 shots, but he's gonna move left and right. It's gonna jitter all over the place, and he shouldn't be able to kill you. Another broken mechanic I want to talk about is to jump shot and pre-aim while you jump around corners. If you know exactly where an enemy is going to be, you want to jump around that corner and you want to pre-aim and fire at the same time, so that once you get across that wall, once you get past that corner, he has no time to react. You will be getting him down, you will be knocking him down and stuff like that. And I see a lot of people jump shotting around corners, but the main issue that I see with people doing that is they jump around the corner, but they never pre-aim and they never actually start shooting their weapon. They wait till they land to aim and stuff. And I think this is because a lot of people press X to jump. What you want to do is switch your controls so that you could actually place stick and move, and this way you guys could jump without ever needing to take your finger off that joystick, so you could aim at the exact same time as you're jumping, and you don't have to worry about anything of that. So a lot of people, they jump shots, but they don't start shooting until they land on the ground. It's just that actually you're making it worse for yourself. You might as well just crawl around that corner. You'll probably get a kill a lot faster. And the last broken mechanic I want to talk about is when sprinting, when you go into a drop shot, pull back on your left joystick in order to break the animation. What this does is you don't actually go into the crouch position and then the full drop shot. Well, you see that on your screen, but what the enemy sees is you're standing 1 second and the next second you're just completely lying down. So he's gonna lose you in that gunfight if he's already shooting at you, and you should be able to get him as well. So that's something pretty cool. Now let's go down to number 2 before we get onto the bonus and then number 1. At number 2, you always want to have your crosshairs centered, and what I mean by this is that little dot on your screen, you want to have it where you think an enemy is going to be. Don't just run and keep that pointed at the ground. I see a lot of people do that. Don't just run and keep that pointed at the sky or whatever. You want to have that little crosshair, the center of your crosshair, pointed at windows, pointed at doorways, pointed at like areas, corners that a lot of enemies come around and stuff. This way, the minute an enemy does pop up, all you got to do is ADS and start shooting, rather than if you had it aimed at the ground a bit, you would have to readjust your whole accuracy and then start shooting and most likely lose the gunfight. So have that circle centered where you think an enemy is going to be at all times, and you're going to be winning a lot more gunfights. Going down to the bonus, know when to camp and when to rush. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying that, but it's not, I'm not talking about camping in the sense of sitting in a corner and staying there the whole game. You got to know when to camp. If you know that you're alone on one side of the map and your whole team is on the other side, stop pushing, stop what you're doing, let the enemies come to you and pull them and take them off one by one. If you start pushing them, you're going to run into 2 or 3 enemies at the exact same time, and you're probably not even going to kill one of them, and then you're going to be like, oh man, why do I keep dying so fast in this game? Well, dude, don't push. It's that simple. Know when to camp, and knowing when to rush is also another important thing. If you see that your teammates are just getting a bunch of kills and stuff, you know where the enemies are spawning. Rush to that area and start getting them off before they could come and pick your team off. So do that for sure. And at the last tip I want to talk about, this is one that you guys have definitely heard me say, and I'm gonna keep saying it until I'm blue in the face, because this one is something that you guys definitely need to listen to, because it's going to help you win gunfights in this game, and that is to start hip firing before you ADS. Now the good thing in Modern Warfare 2, when you hip fire, most guns are really accurate compared to older CODs. So if you're going there, even compared to Modern Warfare 2019, if you're hip firing in Modern Warfare 2, you're going to hit a lot of shots. This way, you could start shooting before the enemy, and then you could ADS if you want to readjust your accuracy and your aim and stuff. Definitely do that, but start hip firing before you ADS in close to mid-range gunfights, and you guys are going to see it's going to help you out tremendously. But like I said, man, guys, if you could let me know down in the comments below, what is your current KD in this game? I really want to know, because this one is different. This one, my KD is even lower in this game than it was in Modern Warfare 2019, because the skill-based matchmaking is a lot higher. But like I said, guys, if you could drop a like, we're gonna go for 76 likes on this video. It's insane. If you guys can help me hit that, that would be amazing. Sub to the channel with those notifications turned on, I would really appreciate that. We're close to 700k as well. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
You just gotta double tap triangle.
You're fucking cancer.
Enemy in the area. Changing mags.